What's up, everybody? My name's Anna, and we're here in the Bay Area, this beautiful park. I love Boba, and I love talking with the homies, and this is Boba Talk. It's so good, it's so good, feels so good to me. So today, I'm with my friend Mappy. Mappy is the executive director and founder of ReDefine dance company. Sorry, I gotta chew my boba. And also, he is the executive producer of Evolution Urban Dance Competition, and he's also one of the creatives for Solidified project.
I first started with a freestyle group called Mystic Disciples. That's with Jardy Santiago, and then I ended up in Culture Shock, Oakland, and then I did some dancing with Mind Over Matter, and then I also directed Funkonometry San Francisco, Phoenix Dance Company, and Solidified project, and now I'm just focused dance-wise with ReDefine Dance. And also I did the Black Eyed Peas music video for Boba.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I think I was really proud of that, especially for being Filipino and being part of the Filipino community.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much my
you've been
dance.
In the community for over 17 years.
Yeah.
And you've also been like professionally doing it on your hustle, on your grind. And man, this is really good boba. Where'd you get this again?
Mr. T! Mr. T in San Francisco. Sponsorships. Send us some sponsorships.
Yeah, you can choose the sweetness. You know, I love it when they do that. And also the boba is really chewy and soft. So good job, Mr. T.
This is like our 4th cup of boba since ANNASARAO got to the Bay. And she's only been here a few days.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And so the reason why I wanted to do something like this is because I have a lot of kind of like homies in the 20-year-olds that are dancers that grew up watching like these shows that we do, that grew up watching like music dance videos now that we have seen community dancers do, but they're still having a hard time transitioning to become a professional. And they're always asking me for advice, but I figure, you know what? Why not just do a YouTube channel about it? Because that's how they communicate now, and that's what these kids watch.
And I think it's great because you definitely have access to some of the influencers in the dance community because of what you've done in the community. So I think it's great that you're doing something like this, and you're going to share more information and knowledge through your experiences and through your homies' experiences. So what they keep asking over and over and over is like, what are the steps? Like, how do you become a professional dancer, choreographer, whatever, right? But in your case, I remember you telling me the story yesterday. Right. I mean, is there steps, or did they just happen to you? Right. I think for certain people, there's different, we all have our different journeys, right? For me, I kind of landed this dance career by accident. My original path was to become a musician, and that was my dream, was to be a studio musician. Not a performing musician, but a studio musician, the one that would come to the studio and, hey, I have a song, can you lay the bass track or like the guitar track? That's my original dream. And then I started taking some dance classes, and it took me further than my music path.
But were you always good at the dance classes?
No, I actually sucked very hard. Funny story is I started taking class for like a good 3 months, and I would start the class, do the warm-ups and stretches, and I would quit. I'd literally quit. Like after we've done the warm-up and stretch, I'd sit in the back. I'd like and sit and be like, wow, I want to do that. That's so amazing. I want to do that. One day I was like, I'm just gonna look like a fool and fuck it. I'm just gonna go for it.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, and I had so much inhibition. I had so much insecurity as far as like, I'm not good enough. Look at all these amazing looking dancers. I walked in the studio. They had style. They were all pretty, and I was like, I don't fit. I don't belong. But at one point, I was just like, I'm tired of like sitting. I want to do what they're doing. So I tried really hard. And at the end of rehearsal, the director of the group or the class asked me to be on the dance team.
Oh, wow.
That very first try.
Wow.
And so I just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what my journey was. I just kind of went along and became a dancer. I joined the teams.
So just fun.
For fun,
for you,
yeah, just for fun. And as I progressed, I started to get more gigs. I would have opportunities to choreograph for artists or choreograph for teams. And so it just kind of evolved with that. There's no real steps, but if I could break down steps, first thing I would say is have self-awareness. Like, is dance something that you really, really want to do?
Yeah.
And then is choreography something that you want to do? I know a lot of kids now watch their idols and all they do is probably choreograph. And that's probably the highest peak that you could get as a dancer.
Yeah.
So a lot of them want to choreograph. But sometimes you could just be a dancer.
Yeah.
But self-awareness, is this what you want to do as a career?
Yeah, or are you just looking at it like,
Right.
oh, I just want to be Keone, you know?
Exactly. And you know, we could be our idols, that's fine, but self-awareness is something that is really, really important.
Like, do you like learning dance? Do you like doing it? Do you like how it makes you feel? And especially with you, you were like, man, I'm drawn to that, I'm attracted to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, as directors, we see a lot of dancers come and go in our lives.
Yeah.
It could be very temporary. Sometimes they will like, oh, I love dance for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
They leave it. But why do you think these people gave you these offers to choreograph? What was it about you that?
I don't know. Sometimes there's the intangible, the it, right? And that's something we don't know until we discover the it. So I think maybe I had the it. Maybe I had something to offer that they liked in me. But for sure, self-awareness is one of my biggest things. If you really want to be like your idols or want to succeed in the dance world, I think the next thing is to really embrace the journey. As cliche, as cheesy that sounds,
Yeah.
embracing the journey is something that's really, really important. We could see the end game, but the in-between is what's really, really crucial.
Yeah. And talk about a little bit, like yesterday you were saying that you wished you could make mistakes, right? Embracing the journey, like, break that down. What does that
No,
mean?
for sure. I think failure is so important. Because that's the best way I learn, is to make mistakes. I'm an artist. So for example, if you are designing something, or if you're drawing something, or if you're playing an instrument, or let's say just dance even, when you fuck up in a move or when you make a mistake, you learn to not do it anymore. Same thing with a career. Like if there's a career choice that you made and you absolutely failed at it, you'll learn not to do it again. And I think if you embrace the failures and all that stuff, you'll learn to go after things a lot more. If you're not afraid of it, because when I was younger, I was so scared to try new things, like especially in the dance career, because I have no idea. But once I like put myself in the situation, I thrived in it. So I think really embracing the journey and making as much mistakes as you can really helps.
But you know what's crazy? I feel like nowadays, like kids see like social media and stuff, and it's like they want that kind of success like instant.
Right.
They don't want to
They don't see
appear
it.
like they're gonna fail. Like to them, that's like, oh, you know what? That's like, you're not supposed to do that. Whatever
Right.
you just said, like they just want it fast.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think, or how do you think social media plays a part
Right.
with why some people or some kids may be having a hard time
Right.
pursuing their dreams?
The thing about social media, you don't see the failures. You don't see the grind. You don't see the hard work that gets put into the post. For example, if someone posts a video of something, you don't see the hours of rehearsal. You don't see the constant like, hey, are you available to do this video project?
Or maybe that they've been posting for a long time. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, I'll go, like, I was scrolling through Chris Martin's feed yesterday because he posted about Project Home, and you know how Facebook will like suggest things, and he's been on his grind for a while. So sometimes these kids see the recent work that he's done, or whoever has done.
I think he just came up like that.
It just came up like that, but they've been doing it. For example, Isabel Capitol, like, she's been on her grind since she was like 10 years old.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like she's taking dance classes. She'll film her doing other people's choreography. But that's what we miss sometimes. That's what the younger dancers are missing.
You know, they're also still kind of like, to me, not really focused. Some kids still have their hand in like a backup plan, and some are like, oh yeah, I'll go full out with this, right? If you were still 20, what would you recommend, or what kind of advice would you give to yourself, knowing what you know now?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to my thought of failing more, because I was so scared to fail and to make mistakes and to want to make sure that whatever I was doing was correct and perfect. I didn't get to do certain things, and I missed those opportunities. I think if I went head on with strategic planning and not just being like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go do it in YOLO, right? But I think if I had more courage to embrace the mistakes, things might be different. I don't know. What I would tell the 20-year-olds now, if I could tell them something, is to be really patient. Like, like you said, people want that instant gratification, or instant success. But I think it's also, patience is so important. We often neglect it. We're built that way. Yeah. We're built to want something right away. Yeah. If we want to lose weight, we want to lose weight overnight. Yeah. If we want to stay fit, we want to stay fit. There's something about having something
My
instant.
Coffee better be ready. Like.
Yeah, fast food. So we're built that way. But I think patience is so important, and allowing yourself to grow and be ready for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I own a dance studio. It took me years for me to own a dance studio, but the knowledge I've gained and experience I've gained was very, very important. So someone almost walked in their shot. Oh. Hey, that's the beauty about filming in public.
That's okay.
Yeah, but patience and hard work. Those two things, I think, goes hand in hand. We always hear about people, stay on your hustle, stay on your grind. And as cliche as that sounds, it's so important.
Let's go back to purpose. Like, how do you know that that's your purpose?
That's years and years of soul searching.
So going back to the journey.
I never knew I wanted to dance, and when you find your purpose, it keeps you there longer. Yeah. You stay longer. You stay committed.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for 17 plus years, right? Why? Like, if Mappy today, give me the answer today. Why are you still doing it now?
Because I really do believe it's my calling. I love being in a studio and helping dancers grow. I would prefer to see dancers grow and be successful than my own success. As weird as that sounds, and I do really, really enjoy it. Yeah. Like, there's so much fulfillment comes from
you helped shape somebody, develop that person.
Yeah. Like, I'll see someone get a kickball change in my class, and that's like, yes, they got kickball change. Yeah. Or even clap on beat when I'm teaching a little kid. That really, really, really satisfies me and fulfills me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. All right. That was a lot.
It was. I don't think it's not enough. We should keep talking.
Yeah, but let's recap really fast. So, number one, he said Know your passion, self-awareness, know what you really want to do. Be prepared that it's going to be a journey to discover who you are and what you like. Be patient with yourself, right? Take time. Know that you're not going to discover all these things in a week, in a month. And lastly, embrace your mistakes, right? You're going to make mistakes, and those are going to help you find out what you like to do and who you are.
Right.
All right. I love having these talks with my friends because I like learning still, and I like knowing how another person thinks. And number two, I figure, well, why not just share some boba? Because boba with friends is boba well spent.
It's so good, it's so good, feels so good.
Yeah!